Hey there, fellow hunters. Welcome back to playthrough of Bloodborne. I am Stubbs the Wizard, your host with the most, and we are playing through as an Arcane build. Let's take a look here. We have Arcane at 99, and that's the only stat that's been touched that can scale with weaponry. So in other words, Strength, Skill, Blood tend to stay where they started. Arcane's at 99, and I got a little bit into Vitality and Endurance. And you can see the Carol Rune effects there. I'm actually going to probably change those. Right now, I'm at the point in the game where I have 3 bosses left to go. I got to face Mergo's Wet Nurse, and then Garamond, and then the Moon Spirit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 3 endings. We'll, just so you can see him on this character. I'm also curious on the Garamond ending if it actually makes you show up in Yharnam with the cauliflower head. I just don't know. Let me see what I'm going to do here. I don't see. Okay, we want Formless Eden. That's fine. I don't think we need Blood Rapture. I'm not going to do a bunch of criticals. Let's see what we want to do instead of that. Oh yeah, we'll just do basically the oh no, we're gonna do guidance. That gives us morality, so that's not going to help us with Mergo's Wet Nurse. Now, so just so you know, we are playing through as a 10-year anniversary playthrough. I'm not great, and I'm not great. It's already finished with his. I'm going to finish mine up tonight, and each of these will be a little bit shorter. If I can face the boss and kill it the first time, it'll be a little bit shorter because I'm going to be doing one boss per because I have to save so I can do all 3 endings at once. I think this is probably the best. Yeah, this is the way to go. So I've done all the chalices, all of the DLC, all of the game up until Mergo's Wet Nurse, and so that's the last 3 bosses I got to get. Now, I wanted to go into lore a little bit about this because oh, I don't think that's not what I want to be. I want to do this one. Because one of the things that I'm not great and I did was we also defeated Queen Yharnam in the Thumeru Ehil. And if you look at her if you look at what you win, maybe that's not. What was that? I guess it's a weed. Let's see if it's here. Oh wow, I got all that stuff I can do. There's no more need to upgrade, but none of this. I don't really know where her stone is. I was going to read the description on it. There it is, Yharnam Stone. That's what you get. And I don't want to do that. I want to display it. So you can see that her consciousness is only asleep and she stirs unsettling emotions. So she's still alive, and so the idea here at the end of the game, and we're going to see Queen Yarn, even though we defeated her in the dungeon. Now, what I take this to mean is she tested you in combat to make sure you're worthy, and you've actually carried her out of the chalice dungeon that the moon spirit was keeping her captive in. And so she's, you're basically the one that took her out of that, I guess, prison, if you want to put it that way. And so that's an interesting thought. Now, one of the things that will happen when you defeat Mergo's wet nurse, you actually kill Mergo in the end. It'll say Nightmare Slain. And there's the queen now. And so what she generally does, if you come back out, she'll bow to you and ascend. So the thing with the Great Ones is they always ascend. So the guy named Odin, or Eden, however you pronounce his name, he's a Great One, and he's ascended really above all the other Great Ones so that he doesn't need physical form. And poor girl's crying, but you can tell that it looks like Mergo was sort of ripped out, sort of untimely, and it's heavily implied that Mergo is responsible for the Nightmare of Mensis that you went through with Mikolash and all that stuff. And so what I think is going to happen is, the way I read this in the lore, is that when you defeat Mergo's wet nurse and you basically return Mergo to the queen by basically he dies, the queen's happy and she ascends with her son, and she's grateful to you. That's how I read that. Because Odin, or Eden, is keeping people hostage, and I think he may be trying to kill other Great Ones. I'm not sure about that. Now, and the thing is the last boss I will face is the Moon Spirit, and I think that is probably Odin, or at least related to him. Let me get the rest of these in place just in case. I don't think I'll use them all. Call Beyond. That's not what I wanted there. Person Brew. This we call Beyond the Tiny Conifers. Although I won't really use all these. I'm hoping in this fight I only have to use the Black Sky Eye. We'll see. I haven't played in a while, so I don't remember. I remember Mergo's wet nurse being susceptible to arcane damage. So, like I said, though, I haven't played it in a while, so we'll see what happens. Now, one other thing I want to cover, that there's a lot of Lovecraftian elements in this game, like the amygdala and stuff like that. And so if you ever read any of Lovecraft, like the Call of Cthulhu and so forth, the idea about, for instance, Cthulhu as a Great One, is that he is so horrific to look upon, humans can't see him because your brain just blocks it out because it's too horrific to comprehend. And if you ever did actually comprehend him, you would be driven immediately insane. And so I think this is the case with Mergo's wet nurse. When we go in and look at her, which we will here in just a second, you're going to see it doesn't look like she has any head. But what I'm stipulating is that she does, but it's so horrific that your brain won't let you see it. And that's basically a reference to H.P. Lovecraft with Cthulhu. Anyway, let's take a look here. And so, and I think the reason I think Eden is the moon spirit is because Eden got all the women now pregnant, like Ariana and so forth. But he did that once the Ram was defeated, which was holding back all the hidden elements. Right. So, anyway, that's open interpretation. But I guess in the long run, what I'm saying is the queen's going to be grateful. You took her out of the chalices that the moon spirit had her trapped in, and you're going to return her son to her after this fight, and she'll be grateful for it. So that's the main thing. All right, let's go see what this fight's about. I'll do my best. It's been a while. I don't really remember it. I mean, I remember the fight, but I don't. I haven't fought Mergo in a while. I remember it's generally not that difficult to fight. Generally, I see there's no face there, but that's because her face is too horrific to comprehend for humans. How's that do? Well, that's I'm gonna try the Algorithm Breeders actually. That's better. Try this one. That did pretty well. That only costs 2. Stop it. I guess well, probably the best way to avoid this, which I'm not doing, is just run around the arena thus and wait for it to turn right and the phone will disappear. And what I could have done is just stayed on the original wet nurse like that. Where'd you go? There you are. Oh. Well, I didn't time that very well. Missed. That was not, I did not want to go around her that way. You know what, let's try Executioner's Glove. Oh, that did pretty well. Oh. Yep, about got her. This is probably actually an easier fight for a melee character. I'm honest about it. Ouch. Oh no. I cannot believe Mergo's wet nurse killed me. Alright, what's Word of the Breach? Now that I have my... now that I've learned from it, I'm going to use Executioner's Gloves and not try the fancy stuff. I'll stay at distance rather than do the little cause parasite call beyond. Alright, make our way back up. This is what happens. You fight, you learn how not to do it. And usually this fight is not that hard. I guess I haven't played it in a while. But I keep close to killing her. I'll get her this time. No, I'll just use Executioner's Gloves. So then, after that, I'll do the ending where Gehrman sends you back to the waking world. And then I'll do the ending where I fight Gehrman, but am possessed by the moon spirit, or moon presence. And then I'll do the ending where I face the moon spirit as well. So the thing is generally these last three bosses are not, I don't think, particularly hard. Of course, I just died to one, but that was just fairly unlucky. I didn't really handle her little Veil of Night attack very well. Didn't plan on it. But of the three, I think Gehrman's the hardest of the three. I mean, he can be a little bit tricky. But then the Moon Spear is, I mean, based on a lot of the other bosses, High Queen, Gehrman, or I mean, the Moon Spear is almost trivial in some ways. And you compare it to some of the other bosses that you had to fight during the game, like the Amygdala and the Chalice and things like that. It's the last two bosses are not considered the hardest in the game by far. What we'll do is we'll launch two, then top off, launch two, top off, keep backstepping. Got her stunned. Stop it. So I probably should have just worked on just killing her right then. Yeah, the problem is when you run out of stamina. I have a better feeling about this fight, though. Maybe not. You can hear the baby crying. Alright, let's end this Mergo's wet nurse. I did that right at the wrong time. Take that. Got it, okay. So now it's going to go a while before it says Nightmare Slain, which is the baby. So you can hear the baby crying. Why is my flame sprayer? Where's the mirror out? Nightmare Slain. One for the vocal board. So in a rather gross fashion, you have to consume 3/3 of an umbilical cord to be able to fight the moon spirit. I'll go into that in one of the other videos. All right, so let's go see if Queen Yarnum still bows to me and ascends with her child that I just freed, Mergo. So we've slain the nightmare. Hi, Queen. Oh, see, there she goes. She's happy with us. We freed her. We freed her. Freed her and her son to ascend. That's a great one. And think of how many thousands and thousands of years she's been trapped by the moon spirit in the Thumero Ehil chalice. Alright, so I'll end it up here, and I'm going to, the next two I'm going to fight, I'm going to take on all 3 endings, so that's going to be 3 more videos after this. So, let me bring up the Free Time Creators Collective. We are a group of creators that post gaming content, and we do things like, you know, these playthroughs and yeah, we do playthrough strategy guides, and check out I'm Not Great. His channel is very similar to mine. If you like mine, you'll like his. And we're doing the Bloodborne 10th anniversary gala together, which he's finished, and I will complete mine tonight in the next 2 videos. Actually, next 3 videos, we get 3 endings. And but check out everybody there. You got people like Plumberry Delicious, Mindless Meat, K-Dog's Kennel, etc. All sorts of people out there, Irish Sinofers. And check them out. Just be nice. That's our only rule. Just be nice and be encouraging. That's what we're all about, that community. And as this video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. And leave me comments. I enjoy getting comments. I'll answer all of them. And I appreciate you watching. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. Thanks.